to start at the 32nd verse. 1 Samuel, chapter 17, sorry. And starting at the 32nd verse.
Chapter 17?
Yes, ma'am. 1 Samuel, chapter 17. I'm starting at the 32nd verse.
Second.
Yes, ma'am. If you have it, say amen.
Amen.
And the word of the Lord says, and David said to Saul, let no man's heart fail because of him. Thy servant will go and fight with this Philistine. And Saul said to David, thou art not able to go against this Philistine to fight with him, for thou art but a youth, and he a man of war from his youth. And David said unto Saul, thy servant kept his father's sheep, and there came a lion and a bear and took a lamb out of the flock. And I went out after him and smote him and delivered it out of his mouth. And when he arose against me, I caught him by his beard and smote him and slew him. Thy servant slew both the lion and the bear, and this uncircumcised Philistine shall be as one of them, seeing he has defied the armies of the living God. David said, moreover, the Lord that delivered me out of the paw of the lion and out of the paw of the bear, he will deliver me out of the hand of this Philistine. And Saul said unto David, go, and the Lord be with thee. And Saul armed David with his armor, and he put an helmet of brass upon his head. Also he armed him with a coat of mail. And David girded his sword upon his armor, and he essayed to go, for he had not proved it. And David said unto Saul, I cannot go with these, for I have not proved them. And David put them off him. And he took his staff in his hand, and he chose him 5 smooth stones out of the brook, put them in a shepherd's bag which he had, even in a script. And a sling was in his hand, and he drew near to the Philistine. And the Philistine came on and drew near to David, and the man that bare the shield went before him. And when the Philistines looked about and saw David, he disdained him, for he was but a youth and ruddy and of fair countenance. And the Philistine said unto David, am I a dog that thou comest to me with staffs? And the Philistine cursed David by his gods, small g, gods. And it says, 44, the Philistine said to David, come to me, I will give thy flesh unto the fowls of the air and to the beasts of the field. Then said David to the Philistine, thou comest to me with a sword and with a spear and with a shield, but I come to thee in the name of the Lord of hosts. Ain't nothing else gonna do but the Lord's name. The God of the armies of Israel, whom thou hast defied. This day will the Lord deliver thee into my hand, and I will smite thee and take thy head from thee, and I will give the carcasses of the host of the Philistine this day unto the fowls of the air, to the wild beasts of the earth, and that all the beasts of the earth, that all the earth may know that there is a God, capital G, in Israel. And all this assembly shall know that the Lord said not with spears and swords, for the battle is the Lord, and he will give you into our hands. But as we're talking about in the 32nd verse, it says, and David said unto Paul, let no man fail because of him. Thy servant will go and fight with this Philistine. And Saul said unto David, thou art not able to go against this Philistine, to go to fight with him, for thou art but a youth, and he a man of war from his youth. Now, Saul telling him, he said, and Saul said to David, you can't do nothing. He said, how can you do anything? You to fight with him, for thou art a youth, and he a man of war from his youth. How you gonna do anything? You a youth. He sounds like he can't do nothing. Just because you got to watch looking at things that you look in your natural eye. God looks at, he don't look at the natural things, but God looks at the hearts of man. That's why we got to be careful when we say somebody's called to do something, because God will use somebody that's way younger than us and use them morally and powerfully. So this is what Saul like, how you gonna do anything? But the 31st verse said, and David said unto Saul, thy servant kept his father's sheep, and there came a lion and a bear. Now he telling Saul, okay. And David said unto Saul, thy servant kept his father's sheep. I kept the sheep. And there came a lion and a bear and took the lamb out of the flock. And I went out after him and smote him and delivered it out of his mouth. When he arose against me, I caught him by his beard and smote him and slew him. Thy servant slew both the lion and the bear, and this uncircumcised Philistine shall be as one of them, seeing he has defiled the armies of the living God. He's basically saying, man, I done killed God and gave me the strength to kill a lion, to kill a bear. He said he even took the bear and then smote him and slew him. God gave him the power to do that. To us, we look at it in the natural, that's impossible. That's impossible for him to do something like that. But God, he stuck, he obeyed God. He had strength in God. He did not have strength in himself, but he believed what God can do, not believing what we can do, because we're not of ourselves. We're bought with a price. When we say we're bought with a price, that means we come subject and we come submissive to the power and authority of God. And he believed in God. That's why he could do what he did. Amen. And then David said in the 37th verse, David said, moreover, the Lord delivered me out of the paw of the lion and out of the paw of the bear. He will deliver me out of the hand of this Philistine. All of this, I know that if God did this for me then, God can do it for me now. Right. Just because everybody else is scared, God gonna give me the strength to do what I do. Not because of me, but because of God. And they said, David said, moreover, God gonna do it. He said, and Saul said it to David, go and the Lord be with thee. You basically giving him his blessing. Go ahead and do what you do. You believe, you trust, you just go and do or obey what you believe in God is going to give you strength to do. It said 38 says, and Saul armed David with his armor, and he put a helmet of brass upon his head. Now this is natural. Also he armed him with a coat of mail. Now Saul trying to give him an armor that he can't even, that ain't even something that even fits. That don't even fit David. It said, and Saul, David, he said, gave him armor. He put a helmet of brass upon his head. Also he armed him with a coat of mail. And David girded his sword upon his armor, and he essayed to go, for he had not proved it. And David said unto Saul, I cannot go with these, for I have not proved them. And David put them off of him. It was too weighty for him, too heavy for him. You putting all this helmet, you putting all this brass and everything on me, just like now. That's why you got to stay in a place of God, no matter what the devil is telling you, no matter, because people gonna come and tell you, oh, and I know for a fact, I know by people coming to me, telling me, oh, telling me you called to do this, you called to do that. This is what an example is giving me, that you can let nobody put the armor on you. You can't let nobody tell you who you is, because I know who I am now. But then I was trying to find my way out. I was trying to find who I was. Everybody said, oh, you a prophetess. Oh, you a evangelist. Oh, you this, you that. But I kept on taking all that in through the place of where I was weak, to the place I was in a place of rejection, to the place everybody was trying to feed me all of this, because the enemy knew that he knew I was trying to find myself. Speaking out stuff out my mouth, had no business even speaking, because I was trying to find myself, but I tried to find myself in the wrong way. All right. Try to find myself in the wrong way. But the wrong place now, I can hear God again. Oh, I can hear him. But I can hear God again. And I thank the Lord. That's what I'm saying. He said, I cannot wear this armor. It does not fit me. It
that's not out. It's not an approval for me to wear. This fit does not fit me. It's either it was too heavy, it was too weighty, and then it was to the point I was too weighty, I was too weighed down. I couldn't rejoice. When I tried to rejoice, I was rejoicing in iniquity. Things I was doing, I couldn't even rejoice in God. I couldn't praise God because I was too heavy, because I took in every spirit that somebody came and told me. Came and told me. Until I had to get back to God on the altar and really cry. And when I cried and cried to God, he still didn't just let it go just like that. I had to suffer the consequences because I took in all of that and I knew better. I knew better putting on the armor. I knew better trying to receive that and receive that. But now that I see now, the devil can't fool that on me no more. Right. Devil can't fool me and pump my head and say, oh, you called it. I know when I'm called. I ain't even got to say it in front of you. I know for myself between me and God. I don't have to brag it. I don't have to do nothing. But you'll see that. You'll see the works. People got to see the works. You don't never got to prove anything to nobody. But they gonna see the works that's in your belly, and it's gonna come out just like my leader tell me. The works is that you gotta think about it. That right there, your gift is gonna make room for you.
That's right.
I used to tell me that all the time. My first lady used to tell me that all the time. Your gift is gonna make room for you. Don't make it, because you can't make God do nothing. You can't make God to have you that, oh, I'm called. No, I didn't say you was called to be that. I didn't say you was called to be that. So it's never going to fit on you. It's never going to fit. You need to get back in the spot where I told you what you called to do. What you called to do, because you try to maneuver, you try to turn it around, it's never going to work. It's never going to work. Stay in the place of God. But it says he took his staff in his hand. Okay, this would work for David. This would work for David. That little small thing. You think because just like this little small thing, somebody will think this little small thing ain't nothing. Man, little 5 stones, he getting a little slingshot, and he putting 5 stones in his, stones out of the book, and he put them in the shepherd's bag, which he had in the script, and this thing was in his hand, and he drew near to the Philistines. He drew near to him. He said the Philistines came and drew near to David, and the man that beareth the shield went before him. He said that when the Philistines looked about and saw David, he disdained him, for he was but a youth and ruddy and a fair countenance. Now David was a ruddy boy. He was fair countenance and everything. He was a ruddy little boy. But he took that 5 stones and that sling, and that's all he needed. That's all he needed, because that's what God assigned him to do. That's his assignment. That was what he was assigned to do. He wasn't assigned to carry no heavyweights, no swords, no spears. He wasn't assigned to do all of that, to what the other people were assigned to carry. He was assigned to carry the sling and the 5 stones. What God gave him, give him instructions on what to do. These were instructions from God. That's what he needed to carry. That's what he needed to carry. All he needed to do was have faith, trust. He needed to have obedience. He needed to have that prayer life. All that come together. That's all he needed. And as long as he got God by his side, he didn't need all that heavyweight. He didn't need all that armor. And it says 43, it says the Philistine said unto David, am I a dog? Okay, the Philistine talking stuff now. He said to David, am I a dog that comes to me with staves? Because everybody else was scared of him. Everybody else didn't want to come to him. All that before David came, they didn't want to come. They didn't want to fight. They were so scared of this Philistine. Just like, you see that now. We be so scared of the devil. The devil done scared and put scare tactics in everybody else, but put scare tactics in a lot of people's spirit, trying to make them just be so scared of what he's saying, what he's talking about, what he's doing. But he ain't talking about nothing. Because you got to think about it. God is the devil's boss. God is the devil's boss. Who you going to serve? Who you going to serve? You going to serve God, or you going to serve the devil? You either going to choose one or the other. You can't serve God and serve the devil too. You can't do it. You can't put the old in with the new. You can't put the new wine in an old bottle. Expect your gift to just stir up and do what God needs to do in you. That stuff can't mix. He said, because you got to think about it. Can old care what. And I'm not just saying this because I've been feeling this before. All this stuff I've been going through, I've been thinking, Lord, I just want more of you. Because I don't want my soul to burn in hell.
That's right.
And you know what God had told me, been dealing with me for a while. He said, now the thing that needs to that will change in your spirit when people come to you all kind of hard ways and come to this way, come to this way, and be like, oh, and you be whining like, why am I going through this? Why are they doing me like this? Why are they doing me like that? You tell God said to speak to your own self. Say, hell is too hot. Hell and Kandalansi, and it been helping me tell yourself, hell, that hell is too hot. Every time the devil try to come at you with a storm, tell me, oh, hell is too hot. Oh, it's too hot. You got to tell your own self, not tell anybody else, but tell your own self, hell is too hot. And it's not worth it. It ain't worth it. When it's worth all this I'm going through, then I'm going to make it to that kingdom to be with the Lord. But it says in 45, I'm going to drop down and 2 more verses. It says, then said David to the Philistines, thou comest to me with a sword and with a spear and with a shield. David says, you come to me with all of this. You come to me with this natural junk. This natural stuff don't mean nothing. This natural guns, all this, the stuff that cuts you out. They put speaking murder out their mouth to you. Because you say they're going to do that. They're going to do that to you because you speak to them about the Lord thy God. You scared because of what they say, because of what words they say. Well, a lot of people say, well, words don't hurt. Words do hurt you. But you got to understand who is in you. Who is in you? The Jesus Christ is in you. That's the power that's in you. He is scared of the word and he is scared of the anointed. And that's why he brings all kind of stuff unto you, because he's trying to tear the anointed down to you bit by bit. Just like it was a process to get the Holy Ghost, it's a process to backslide back. If you receive every chunk that the devil tried to give you, he'll keep bringing all this natural stuff. I'll take your home. I'll take your car. But you got to tell him, take everything, because God going to bless me. God going to bless me with this and more. He going to bless me with better if I did. And then, don't hold on to it. The devil threaten you with, don't hold on. Because you know what? Anything you try to come against me with, I've been telling my husband, he can take that. He can take that. I don't care. He can take that. And I'm not trying to be funny because it's to the point.
Lord got more.
Baby.
Double.
My seal. If I sleep in the car, I know how to call on Jesus, because he's going to take me from the car. He's going to take me from another better place. The better place. And all that matters is the better place in the spirit realm. Because I know if I'm rich in the spirit, I know he's going to bless me naturally. But the more, you got to be rich in the spirit first.
That's right.
You got to be rich in the spirit first.
Amen. Glory.
Because you ain't rich in the spirit. Don't come ask God nothing.
Thank you, Lord.
You ain't trying to strengthen your spirit, man. You ain't trying to come up in the Lord. You ain't trying to be about no souls. You ain't trying to be about trying to be witnessing. Because I ask God, help me strengthen my witnessing back.
Yes, Lord.
Because, baby, I should be out. And I'm going to tell you now before you long. But God, in your sight, God want me to share this. Because it was to a point before I even came to this church, anything. I used to be out in a little neighborhood out there on Leon Street where I stayed. And everybody did different, that little small little neighborhood. There was a fast prayer, but that was my show. That was my ministry. Because I see girls pregnant, smoking cigarettes, minister to a pregnant girl, smoking cigarettes, had a chance to minister to them, talk to them, tell them, baby, it's a better way. You don't have to live like that. You got a newborn baby. That is a blessing that you know, but she was 16. 16 is a blessing to have a baby. But God want to bless you better. I said, and you know what? She came back around, stayed down the street. And then she said she was having complications. Her baby, prayed for her. Tell her around, she had a baby girl. She came back to my house. Seen her and her best friend walking down the street. Came down the street, and then she said her baby was having some type of spot on her head, and was something going on with her. And prayed for the baby. The baby was healed. Just this ministry out there on the streets. This ministry out there. I know about the blessings that's out there on the streets, because they want to know. I don't care how they look. Some people frown up at you. You be like, oh, they don't want to be bothered. Them the ones who want to be bothered.
All right.
Them the ones who want to be talked to. They're frown up just to see what you want to do. They're frown up just to see what God is in you.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, you say you saved. Okay, I'm going to frown up at you and see if you still calling me and still calling you a holy bonus. They don't know about holy bonus, you do.
All right.
Them the ones that's going to be called to come on and get the Holy Ghost. But don't worry about what the devil's saying. So all this day was saying, I don't care what you talking about. I'm coming with the sling, and I'm coming with them 5 stones. And guess what? He came with the 5 stones. He believed and trusted God. He only needed one.
That's it, man.
He only needed one. And just by him believing and trusting in God, and him believing in the Shando, he believed in the power of God. That one shot him right in that forehead.
Yeah.
Right in the forehead and knocked him out. And I ain't got to look at this because at the end, they was like, man, and by the end, God getting the victory because I'm finna have your head. I'm finna have your head. You tell the devil, so tell him I'm finna have your head. I'm finna have your head in the name of Jesus. With God's power. With God's power. If I just trust and believe in God. Because at the end, guess what he had in his hand? God gave him so much strength. He had the sword from what Goliath had. God gave them a strength. Now this is a small little ready boy now. God gave him the strength to pick up that heavy sword and chop Goliath's head off.
Yes.
And took it back to where it needed to be. Now, this all y'all scared of? This what y'all scared of? This what you scared of? Is this what you scared of? A little smaller ruddy boy. That's just like the devil. He that small. He's that small. He just talks junk. That's all he do. But he knows he don't want that power to gather up in us. But you need to stay firm, stay looking up. Y'all that's not saved, stay looking up. Because he can save a 7, 8-year-old just like all in this Bible. Ain't nothing changed in God. He'll save an 8 or 9-year-old and use them mightily.
Amen.
He'll use them any way he see fit, please.
Yes,
come on and get kind of not see old. And then y'all not see. Grandbaby, stay firm. Stay strong.
Yes.
Stay looking up to God. Because see, if he ain't messing with you, something wrong.
Yes,
But you
Lord.
stay praying to God. Walk the floor at the school. Keep praying to God. Because God got the old Satan. Because see these children coming and they filling up on the altar.
Yes,
Because they want to be saved. It's time for you to stand up. It's time for you to stand in words. Stay praying fast. Because he gonna grow them little children up faster than we first and than we ever believe. Stay firm, baby. Stay looking up, daughter. Hey! Your time. Your time coming. No matter what. In the wee hour of the morning. Ha! Hold my man, he gonna deal with you in your sleep time. Hey! He gonna shake. He gonna shake you in your sleep. You ain't gonna have no peace, no sleep. Because that's what the Lord said. Because it's time. It's time to come on and ever before. Because he got a fight in your belly that he wants to spring up in him. Hear, my daughter. But thus said the Lord God. Because y'all ain't here for just any coincidence. This family ain't here for any coincidence. Our leaders ain't came here for us, teaching us all this and being hard on us for a coincidence. Because I got tired. I got tired. And even what I'm going through, God teaching me, I know God gonna bring me out of everything. I ain't sad at all. I'm not. Because anything, I want to be built up in my spirit, man. This other stuff will be burned with fervent heat, as Timothy said. That's all gonna be burnt up. So just keep looking up to the Lord. Everyone, it's time to call on Jesus.